Hello, I'm Becky. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to make Easter nests, and this is a fun recipe to use with children who might be on school holidays. So before we begin, we are going to melt some chocolate. You could do it in the microwave, but honestly I prefer to do it in a bowl over a pan of boiling water. So we're going to fill a large saucepan half full of water and get that on to boil. Now, if you're doing this with children, I would suggest that you use one of the back burners of your cooker top, simply because it will stop the child being tempted to pull down and see what's in the saucepan. They simply won't be able to reach. So I'm putting it onto that one with the handle well away so the child can't reach. Now we're going to weigh out our ingredients into a glass bowl. I've got electronic scales, but it's great fun if you've got balance scales, because you can do a lot of putting and taking with children. I'm going to use cooking chocolate. It's specially formulated for this and it works better than the sort that you would normally eat. And I'm going to use 120 grams. This is 150, so I know it's going to be probably about 2/3 of the bar. $118. 123, I'm going to stick with 123. Right, to that I'm going to add some golden syrup. I've got a squeezy bottle which isn't as messy as the cans that we used to have, and you're going to need to use 2 tablespoons of this. So I think I've got enough in this bottle, if not I've got another one ready. 1. There we are. 2 tablespoons. I'm going to clean the spoon off with a silicone one, and then I can leave that in the bowl while this is melting. So now this has to sit on top of the saucepan until it's melted. Whilst our saucepan of water is boiling, it's quite interesting to think about chocolate. We just take it for granted, but who would have ever thought that the cocoa pods grow straight out of the branches, the trunks of the tree, and they can be any colour from red to yellow. Fascinating, very unpromising looking things. And I wonder who it was who saw that and thought, oh yes, we can eat that. So whilst you're not at school, maybe you'd like to do a little bit of research, a bit of geography. Where do they grow? They certainly don't grow in England, and I don't think I've seen them at Kew Gardens. So there's maths today, and geography, and probably a bit of science with our melting. So if you're working from home, you could tick some boxes with this one. This quantity is enough to make 8 Easter nests. So while you're waiting for your chocolate to melt, you can get your paper bun cases ready. And I'm going to rest them in one of these patty tins because it helps to keep them round. So because I've got 4 different colours, I'm going to have 2 of each one. How pretty is that? Sometimes you get 2 stuck together, so just make sure you've only got 1 in each of the little holes. There we are. So that's the paper cases ready. And we're going to need some Rice Krispies or crispy rice, and we're going to need 8 tablespoons. So this could get messy. They do tend to go everywhere. So there you are, see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you've lost a few, just scoop those up and put them in. And we're going to use, to decorate them, we're going to use some little eggs. Don't be tempted to eat these yet, because we don't know how many are in the packet. Can't get it open. So into a bowl. Ooh, look at that. They're quite good, aren't they? Quite a lot in there, so we can probably put 2 or 3 into each of the nests. coated, the bowl is going to be hot. Be very careful because the steam will escape. And then carry it over to the worktop. I've put it onto a tea towel simply to just soak up the water that was on the bottom of the bowl. And now we add the Rice Krispies. 8 tablespoons. And we stir. If you've got more than one young person helping you, you might need to share the stirring. A minute for you and a minute for the other one, until everything is coated and you can't see that yellow colour of the cereal anymore. It does smell rather good. If you tried to do this with ordinary chocolate that you would eat off the sweetie counter in the shop, you might find that the chocolate actually cooks and it goes very dry and granular and it simply doesn't work. So that's why cooking chocolate is better, especially formulated for just this. Right, here we go. Now this can be a little bit messy, so I've got a second spoon and I'm going to use that to push the chocolatey mixture off the spoon rather than my fingers. If I use my finger, I might be tempted to lick that finger, so I don't want to do that. We don't want to put mouth germs into the Easter nests. So, about a tablespoon into each of the paper cases. I'm going to just sort of half fill them to begin with, and then I'm going to go back and use up what's left so that they all get fairly equally filled. I think they're fairly equal. They're a little bit rocky at the moment, so the next thing to do is to use your smaller spoon and just give them a bit of a press down. You can see how having it in a patty tin, this tin with 12 dips, keeps them round. If you did this just on a plate or on the worktop, they probably would become quite flat and spread out. So there we are. Next thing then is the little eggs. Now, we don't know how many we've got. We've got to think about colours, so I've got a yellow paper case and I'm going to put 2 yellow eggs in that one and in that one. I've got blue, that's nearly blue eggs in there, and I'm going to be really rash and put a third one in there so it looks more nestish. Green, and we can afford to use 3 green ones in there. There we are. Now we've got some spare eggs. That's great. Just to add another little touch, I don't know if you've got any of these left from last year, but it's quite fun if you can get them out to just sit a little chick on some of them, not all of them. Don't eat these chicks whatever you do because they're made of plastic and wire and all sorts of odds and ends. I don't know what they've used to make the eyes. They look like little tiny beads. So, there you are. How's that? We've got one left, let's use that. Easter nests. Oh, sorry. You've got enough to share. Don't eat them all. Share them with your friends, but I hope you've enjoyed this. So give us a like, you can certainly share it, and if you want to subscribe, you'll hear what's coming next. Thanks for watching. Bye.